Hey there, you. My name is Brian Nesline. I am a psychic, clairvoyant, intuitive, spiritual card reader. Now, what does that mean? Psychic means mind. Clairvoyant means clear viewing. So I just clearly view what's in my mind. As an intuitive, meaning something will pop in the moment in my mind. I will go with the flow, let it out, let it be. A non-judgmental space up here of imagination. So I'm a psychic, clairvoyant, intuitive, spiritual card reader. So I will read these cards as they come out. And usually someone picks a topic when we do this. So the topic is going to be the most important message I can share with you in my entire life. All right. Well, here it comes. We're going to use the cards to say it to you today in an original way. The most important thing I can say has three parts to it. The first part is this. It's the passion coming down. That's why the card is upside down. So you can think about this as passion that is coming down from somewhere else, from up above, from higher up. From higher up where? Higher up can mean up here in your higher self space. What do I mean by higher self? It's not much of a malarkey. It's just your innermost self, your spiritual self. You know, the non-material part of your makeup, spiritual, as opposed to the physical part of your makeup or the circumstantial part of your makeup, like the things that you had for breakfast today or yesterday, the places you went, the work you did yesterday or 5 minutes ago. All of those things are in your memories. They're all part of yourself. They're all part of the database of your personal life. And they were passionate things that you brought into the world of your life. So the first message really is passion comes down from your higher self, your innermost space of what you give a crap about, meaning what you care about, right? What you're the princess of, your kingdom up here. That's a symbol for you going up into your secret place up here. Jesus said it. He's like, go into your secret place, do some work up there, ask up here. Figure it out up here first. And then you're going to read through that. You're going to speak through that or act through that in your day-to-day life, in your relationships, in your work, in whatever your passions are, whatever your true interests are. Mine is card reading right now. Mine is art and communication, interpretation of images, graphic communication, just telling stories when you see an image intuitively. Look, you are really this princess in a kingdom of information in a book of wisdom. We call it a book of wisdom because it's purple. And in the spiritual language, the purple represents our crown chakra. It's just a way of saying the database of wisdom that we've learned through living our life on earth, all the little mental and emotional experiences, the relationships, the lessons. We've learned experiences that are now our best practices. We've updated our database, and now we draw on that as we go through our life. To do what? To act in the world, to do what? To bring our passion, to bring our knowledge, to bring our inspired thoughts and ideas, the things that really jazz us up, the things we bother to be waking out of bed for. Those things help people who are old. What's that mean? People who are sitting down, giving us attention, who are old, meaning set in their ways, meaning they have a way of looking at the world or at the situation or at a relationship, or at your work. They have a way of looking at things that is theirs, and theirs alone. And so, in a way, it's old, because they've been looking at it that way for their whole life, or they keep cultivating that way in their life. And it's not old like bad, it's just old meaning that they're familiar with it. But what they don't have is what's young, what's new, what's vibrant, what's you, what's passion, what's true. The book of you. You're a one-of-a-kind original queen. You're able to bring into the world the things you have up here that you're seeing. You're seeing, clairvoyance, clear viewing. So what we're saying here, the first message is, be sure to go up into your secret place, your innermost space, your heart and mind, what you really give a crap about, and work up here to bring through into the world, to renew the world around you, to make the old things around you renewed by communicating with it the wonderful, passionate things that you can bring into the relationship, into the workplace, into your finances, into your day-to-day interactions. Go out and do something that you love doing. Share your passion. So what's going to happen there? Look, the people around you, the world, that is now getting old because, you get bored with it. It gets drab. You want something different. You want that excitement, that renewal, the things that really float your boat. You want to feel that energy, that epiphany of revelation running through you. Like life has meaning, life has expansion, life is growing, life is new. You want that. And so what? We all want that. Come on. That's the spice of life, the flavor of life, the wow, 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 boom of life. And you can have that if you look at this. Here, the orange. That is the color for the spiritual body of the sacral chakra. And that means, in psychic terms or in spiritual card reading terms, the psychic word of the meaning, the mind meaning of the sacral chakra in this story that I'm telling you is orange is creativity. Creativity. The whole card is creativity. So we can read this card by saying that it's framed in orange or it's framed in creativity. You want to frame or dress in creativity. See her gown? You want to use creative words, creative passions into the world. Create into the world with your passion. And then the world that is old will sit down and it'll have to sit still because the world around you has no power. It's sitting still. It's old. It's yesterday's passion that's just sitting out there. Somebody had a little vision of making this mug, right? They went up into their secret place. Maybe they had a passion for business or a passion for textiles or a passion for distribution or whatever. Or maybe a passion to just create a business that had an income. So maybe they have a passion for serving people, making it easy for people to drink coffee or any other substance that you can fill it up with. So they had an imaginative experience. They went into the book of their wise purple crown chakra life, and they imagined and felt what it would be like and saw it through up here first. They got it all written down in their inner story and in their words that they took actions on. And then eventually they assembled the parts and pieces to make the mug happen. Then they distributed it and they got it into a store, and I bought it at that store. They have put something new into my world. They have taken the old world and brought something new to it. And that's what you want to do, bring your passions into this world. And you can do that. You know you can. I'm drinking from a mug of somebody else's. So are you. Look around. Everything that you have, everything that's around you has been created, and you're creating things too. This card even is somebody's passion. Tori Hartman, the Chakra Oracle card deck. She had a vision up here. She had a bunch of lessons that she's learned. She had an imagination that she burned bright with, that creative light. She had stories to tell, so she wrote it down in a book, and she made these cards. And now these cards are in the world being renewed. I'm using them in a renewing way, in an intuitive way, to tell a new story, a story she never wrote. A story that is my own for you today. We are here together, sharing. So the message is really find what's passionate about what you love doing and then do it in the world. Let that passion come down. Now, the best thing to know about that message is it's going to be easy to do if you know that you are a spiritual being having a human experience. A spiritual being having a human experience. That's the next message we wanted to give you in this reading. You're a spiritual being having a human experience. Virtual fog. Why? Well, let's look at this. In the world, it's foggy. That's why the card's called virtual fog. It means that we're in a virtual reality type thing. Not literally, I'm not saying that. Ooh, maybe we are. What I'm saying is that reality is foggy, meaning that we go through our life and things can be confusing. We don't really know what's good and bad. Don't get me wrong, we know what's good and bad. Don't run the red lights, don't break the law. What I'm saying is we're not really sure if the next decision we make is really, really the right thing. Is it in our best interest? Should I really do this? Will I be missing out on these other opportunities? What if I do that, will this happen? All of that fog that we create. We create this because we're in the world as a self who is just really a mental and an emotional experience that keeps getting changed and pushed and pulled around by the different behaviors around us or the different things that happen, events in our lives. We have emotional reactions. We're in a virtual fog most of the time as we're growing up, forming a self, forming our beliefs, forming our abilities to move our emotional light in the world, controlling our natures, controlling our voice, saying and doing what we really feel is the right thing to do in the moment right now. In any situation, in a relationship, do we draw boundaries? Do we say how we feel? Can we have conversations that are real? Can we tell how that behavior makes us feel? When someone's doing something that pisses us off, that is unacceptable, that is breaking our agreement. Ooh, wow, we're in a virtual fog. How do we get the courage to be able to get outside of ourself? How do we get the ability to move our real true power to shape the world, to be passionate and to be true to ourselves when we are living under the duress of mental and emotional conditioning and disturbances that are happening all around us? We have no control over what people and things around us do or say. Some of those things are offensive. We take offense. We are knocked off of our center because our emotions fire when someone says, "Oh, you look like a loser. Oh, you'll never make it. Oh, that's a stupid idea. Oh," when this information hits you, you're in the virtual fog. You're pushed and pulled like a riptide under the water. Don't drown, don't break, don't lose your head. But we will if we don't know that we are also a spiritual being having that human experience. We have to get out of ourself. That's the second message. We have to find a way to get out of our ego, out of our self. Now, when I say ego or self, what am I talking about? I'm just talking about the set of information that we've always gone by, that we are a physical, mental, and emotional being, a human being only. That we can't figure out like how to control our lives, or that we have to settle for things. These limited ideas, these are all the stuff of the self. They're all conditioned ideas that are good and useful, but that we start to live by them or identify so much with them that we become them. We become limitation, we become fear, we become doubt. We listen to those messages, they get through, then we feel like a loser, and then all that stuff keeps us from having the courage to really live on our passions and take our risks. Get out on the skinny branches and do the things that could embarrass us. Oh, I can't do that. I'm embarrassed. They'll think, what are they going to think of me if I become an oracle card reader and I say that I'm psychic clairvoyant? Ooh, they'll think I'm crazy. Ooh, well, they might, but oh well, that's their eyes that they're looking through. Eye of the beholder is where that beauty or that ouchie is. So look, we want to surrender that world of the self and shift our identity into being spiritual. What does that mean? Spiritual is simply the part of our makeup that is non-material, that is the observer or the inner awareness, the presence that is looking through your eyes. We want to be able to let go of the world that is going to have to always try to be right. The good and the bad. I've got to be right. I've got to do it right. If I don't do it right, the bad will get me. If I don't do it right, I'll lose this, I'll lose that. Oh no, that fear. We have to surrender the need to always be right, because we're going to get out of the right and wrong world and go up here where there is nothing about right and wrong so much. And don't get me wrong, don't run the red lights, don't do harm. What we're saying is up in intuition land, up in our imagination space or our spiritual identity, we're able to use our imagination, and nothing is really right and wrong so much as it is a variety of creative expression in the world. A variety of creative expression in the world. A passionate flow of variables that we can bring down in a new way because we are a unique person. That's what this person did. They brought mug down in a unique new way. They have a different design, a little bit, a different color, a little bit, a different weight to it, a little bit of difference to this. But now they're drawing on something that's functional, there's something that's practical, and something that is valuable in some way. So you can do the same thing. When you get out of yourself, you can find that beautiful imagination space that is surviving the day-to-day details of what is true and false about who we are, and you're instead making new creations and bringing them into the world. We're creative beings having human experiences. Our self is just a place to take actions and deposit the circumstances of our true beliefs and true visions, true ideas, our passions. And so this is illustrated again in this book. We want to get out of our physical, mental, and emotional self and get up here into our butterfly, our spiritual conscious awareness. Our awareness, our consciousness, our presence, our observer, the thing that's been looking through your eyes since you were a little kid. Just go back and look into some of your memories. This presence of who you are, this eternal you, was always there, right? You know it is if you just take a moment to think. There I am looking out my bedroom window in my childhood home. Oh, I can see the little hill in the background. Oh, there's the trees, right? Oh, there's where we shot the BB gun at the little cans. Oh, what am I doing? I'm traveling through time as a conscious awareness back into a memory. And I can really put myself there and create a new memory that doesn't exist up in my imagination space, in the spiritual space, where laws, physical laws, don't matter. Because there's no matter there. It is all non-material. And so I can go back on that hill. I can even like shrink down real tiny and go inside the can and wait for the BB. And when it comes in, wow, that's so cool. And it goes right through me because I'm a spiritual ghost, a holy ghost, a spiritual ghost, a non-material being. These words don't have to be weird. Think about it. A ghost is just a non-material thing. It's just like a spiritual thing. It's just the part of you that doesn't have any matter to it. It's the awareness, your consciousness, your spirit. So you can see this illustrated in this picture right here. This princess is the spiritual part of the makeup of us. And the book itself isn't alive. It's just the data. It's the data we bring into the world that gets stored in our memories, stored in our actions, and our emotional attachments in this world as we are moving passion into the world, right? You've heard the word passion, passion of Christ. Think about the story. Think about the light that comes through and the mission and the purpose of you in this world, what you were born to do, what you feel is like your signature stories, what your best lessons are, finding ways to use those things and incorporate them into your life by sharing them with others, with the world. So let's pull another card. We know that we have passion coming down. We know that we are a spiritual being that can get those imaginative ideas and take that passion and take actions on it in the world. We know that we don't have to believe any of the derogatory or negative or, convicting or all that, just that low self-esteem-y stuff that we experience, because we're not that self so much as we are this immortal spirit or this never born, never dying spirit. It doesn't have to sound weird, immortal. It's the presence or the consciousness that has been put into the world of a self. Then data has accumulated. Mine's called Brian, who has a whole history, a whole story. And now I'm waking up out of myself to recognize that this awareness is who I really am. And now I can bring unique ideas that only I am able to bring, ways that I say things, ways that I do things, ways that I look at things. My unique perspective or point of view is different from everyone else's. And it's valuable, not good or bad, it's just different. It is part of the variety of a rainbow or a spectrum of information. And so is yours. So you want to go out, wake up spiritually, know you are that spirit, then you won't be pushed and pulled around in that virtual fog of emotional and mental conflicts, doubts, worries, fears. Then you're going to be able to get focused on being that creative, passionate person in the world to go ahead and bring down to this place a tree of life with your face on it. So beautiful. Look at all the beautiful, colorful things that you create with your heart and mind. This is a spiritual view of you. Your heart and mind, you imagine them, and then they come drifting into the world like little seeds, and they start to grow. How is that? How is that? Because you're united now. You are united self. Us, 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 united self. Meaning you have that spiritual part of you and that human part of you become one. When the two become one, you'll know the truth. That truth's going to set you free above this world of up and down, left and right, don't know what's going on sometimes, good and bad, being swept away in emotion. All of that stuff is going to start to level out, and you're going to start to do more work up in your daydream space, because what we imagine and feel up here is like a little blueprint. You know this. You have to imagine and feel something before you can take actions on it and make it real. If you imagine and feel something, then you're pointing your passion towards productivity, and then you can take the actions on it. You'll naturally start to recognize the things that you imagine and feel. You'll recognize the pieces of the puzzle out in the world, the pieces of the puzzle that you can assemble like a little mosaic, like a little jigsaw puzzle. You'll be able to Walk into those opportunities, pluck them, and put them together to create this new tree of your passionate stuff that you want to see growing in the world. And it's not just one thing that you can grow. Look at them all. There's billions and billions of contributions that you can make to the unity of this world. You're a creative princess, a passion, a purpose. You can get out of yourself, wake up spiritually, know you are that identity as a spirit, then imagine and feel the things you really want to see come to pass. Then let go. And then your body, yourself, is going to start to notice the little breadcrumbs or the little follow the rabbit down the rabbit hole thing. That's what those things mean. People start recognizing coincidences or synchronicities, and they're like, wow, this is actually something about what I've been thinking about. I see how I can incorporate that and make that work. All of a sudden, before you know it, you've created your mug in the world. Literally, your face comes into the world and changes into whatever it is you're making. That person who designed this is what their face looks like now, and I'm holding it in my hand. How beautiful to be able to see that people's faces can drift off of their imagination and come down into reality like seeds of material things that then blossom and grow for the unity of all of us so that we can be united around purposes. One more card. This is the last one in this reading. So good when you know who you are as a spirit. Soar to the heights of your own best ideas, hopes and dreams. It runs through you. You feel that light coming through. And that's the best part. When you feel that light coming through, whoa, sound healing. When you feel that light coming through, the sound of the light on your words, you can feel it. An emotional, a little bit of a wave. You can ride it. It's an elixir. It feels like a vibration. Goosebumps, spine vibes. I am alive. You know this heals you, renews you is what I mean. Heals you, sings through you, and it renews you. Think about a river. Think about a river that is flowing and it gets all blocked and all that soot and all that it all gets muddles up and gets all sick. Ooh, that sucks. You know what that looks like. Don't touch that little goopy stuff in the river over there that's pulling up. No, but think about a river that's open, that's flowing. All the good stuff's going. Oh yeah, moving water is the way to stay awake, wide awake, and healthy. Healthy in the best ways. Physical, mental, emotional wellness. You know that's what we're talking about. You can hear it in my voice. You can see it in my eyes. And it's all because of the light, the light of the flow of the intuition, letting it go through us. Not being afraid of what people think about the way that you speak or showing yourself, being yourself, doing the right thing that you know is passionately purposeful to bring into the world. Speaking about it, helping people be encouraged to act on theirs, working together unitedly to put the puzzle pieces together to create the things that you were born to do in this world. Oh, it feels so good to read cards and go with the flow. It does. I feel amazing right now. Why? Because I'm delivering information on a wave of light, and that light is moving through me. And that is taking care of any issues I could even imagine having in my body. They're all feeling great. Think about the science of vibration. I know there's studies on this. Look it up. This stuff doesn't have to be all malarkey. Look. Science shows that when you use vibrations, it has dissipated different types of viruses and antibodies and germs and things like that. It's just, I'm using that as a little example, okay? Just a tiny example to point towards the idea, the concept. And concepts aren't true or false, right or wrong. They're just ways of looking at something. Pointing towards the concept that, whoa, yeah. Why do you think songs seem so healing? They bring out that emotional flow in you. And then they bring up a whole new set of memories coming out of you when you're running or you're on your treadmill, you're on your bike, and you hear all the songs. The music is carrying you a wave of light. That's why we love that stuff. So make that commitment to be that one that goes up into their passionate heart, up into their third eye space, meaning up into their spiritual space, accepts their identity as a spiritual heart that is inside of a human, so that you can bring all your white lilies into the world, your fleur-de-lis, bring them into the world so they can have wings. That's what a lily is. It's a flower with wings. Bring your fleur-de-lis into the world. Give the white, bright light lilies. Willies? Yeah, you'll get rid of the willies and you'll get the lilies. Look how we work with the information, and that's true. You're not going to be afraid. You're not going to be scared. You're not going to be all filled with doubt. You're going to be filled with wow, wow, wow confidence. Your heart's going to rise. You're going to feel that little bit of uplift as we look that way with our blue, blue, blue eyes. Let me know if you want to work closer together with me. We can do one-on-one spiritual sessions. It's an hour long. We have unlimited card reading things we can do. We can cover all the topics that are important to you at this time in your relationships, in your work, in your whatevers, in your life purpose. Work one-on-one with me. We'll be able to create a space of wellness, emotional and mental wellness, get you up and out of yourself, get a real clear understanding and a feel that you are that spiritual being having a human experience. Thank you so much. Find me on brightblueyou.com, brightblueyou.com. If you're watching this video, look for links for things of mine in the post or down in the description, wherever I put this. Thank you so much for being somebody who is open-minded and willing to have a new thing presented to them and have their mind renewed today through this video. Take care, have fun. I'll see you again. A goodbye.